Hel- Hello, kids. Hello, everyone. So, we are now at the chapter 10. So, we already had discussed chapter 6 to 9. So, let's now go to chapter 10. Double negatives, redundancies, and awkward constructions. So, good writing and speaking require clarity. So, you should be clear. Dapat klaro. Klaro ang sinulatan, klaro ang sinultihan, so that masabtan ta og makuha sa atong kaistorya or sa atong reader kung unsa atong gusto ipasabot no sa ilaha. However, mistakes like double negatives, redundancies, and awkward sentence constructions can make communication confusing and ineffective. So, double negatives, kana ding redundancies ug awkward sentence constructions, mga problema do na. No, so this chapter will help us avoid, no, dili nato na siya gamiton these errors. First is double negatives. Unsa dahi ng double negative? Double negative occurs when two negative words are used in the same sentence, creating confusion. In standard English, using two negatives together cancels out the intended meaning. So dili ta pwede duha ka negative atong gamiton in one sentence. For example, I don't need no help. Kana siya duha ka negative, don't ug no. So kuan na siya, double negative wrong na siya. Dapat I don't need any help. Another, she can't hardly wait for the concert. Nanay can't, napagyud hardly, double na siya. So, mali. Dapat, she can hardly wait for the concert. Okay? Another common double negative mistakes. Incorrect. I don't know nothing. Dapat, I don't know anything. Okay? Don't na gani, napid kay nothing. No? Now, redundancies. Unsa nang redundancies? A redundancy is when unnecessary words repeat the same meaning, making a sentence longer than needed. Usahay paulit-ulit na lang, redundant. To say redundant, gibalik-balik. That is incorrect. For example, the reason why I left is because I was tired. So ang correct day is the reason I left is that I was tired. The reason why, now na reason na pagi why, 'di ba? So doble na. Dapat the reason I left, 'di ba? Or why I left him, the question why I left him, so pwede ra, but this is the best one, no? The reason I left. Another, she made a final conclusion about the project. Nanay final na pagi conclusion. Do? So, dapat final o conclusion mean the same thing. So, dapat she made a conclusion about the project. Now, common redundant phrases nga ato i-avoid. Close proximity. Proximity, kawin si proximate, duol na. Close, duol. So, redundant na. End result, result na. Unexpected surprise, surprise na. Advanced planning, planning. Past history, history. Kay history is already past, no? Awkward sentence constructions. What makes a sentence awkward? Unsa nang awkward kanang balikwaot ba? No, sa likwaot murag kuan bitaw kanang murag gubot, no? Gubot. So, incorrect. Kana bitaw wordy? Okay. Wordy. So, a sentence is awkward when it is unclear, dili klaro, overly complicated, or worded in a way that does not flow naturally. For example, the reason for the fact that she left early was because she was feeling unwell. Di ba dagan kayo the reason for the fact, no? Confusing. So, imo na siyang munang in writing a sentence, it is very important to make it simple and short. So, being, for example, you will say, wait for a while. So, moingon na lang kag, being that I was tired, I decided to go home. So, make your sentence short, pero confusing po din na siya, confusing, wordy and confusing. Ang correct is, she left early because she was unwell. Since I was tired, I went home. No, dili na kama. Being that I was tired, that is confusing. Okay. How to fix? Okay, maybe you're saying, na daw be, Teacher Lara, unsaon man lugar pag make og sentence. Okay. First rule is, you have to keep it simple. Meaning, ayun na pag daghan words in a sentence. Dapat, for example, in the event that it rains, the game will be postponed. Dapat concise. If it rains, the game will be postponed. Avoid unnecessary prepositions. Where are you at? Diretso na ka. Where are you? And use active voice when possible. This is what I told you before, di ba? As much as possible, use active voice, not passive. Example, the cake was baked by Sarah. Concise. Sarah baked the cake. Di ba? Para mas dali, masayon. Alright. Now, by avoiding double negatives, redundancies, and awkward constructions, students can make their writing more effective and professional. Clear and concise writing helps readers understand messages quickly and easily. Okay, now let us go to chapter 11, Grammar in Everyday Writing. So, grammar is not just for school assignments. It plays an essential role in daily communication, whether you're writing emails, texting friends, or preparing a formal document. Using proper grammar helps ensure clarity and professionalism. This chapter covers writing emails and messages correctly and the differences between formal and informal writing. So maybe we're thinking, we have to study, I don't have to study grammar because it is only for school. No. In reality, you use grammar in everyday life, no? Whether you are writing an email or writing a resume or you will be, kanang mag-interview ka, kay mag-apply ka sa job. So that is very important, no nga, dapat tama ang atong grammar. So, writing emails and messages correctly. The importance of proper grammar in digital communication. So, basahin ka nga, teacher, text raman, pwede mali-mali. No, because it will become a habit. Kanang mali-mali ninyo nga inyoha lang gibaliwala, it will becomes a habit. Inyo na nang magamit, even in formal writing. So, even in texting or email, or even in posting in social media, whether you're posting your Facebook or you're posting in your TikTok or Instagram, make sure that your grammar is correct, no? Para imo na gid na siyang mahabit nga every time magkuan ka, magsulat ka or magstorya ka, correct ang imong grammar. That is an edge na nimo, advantage na nimo. You can use that, no? Puhon, not just in school but also in college or in getting a job. For example, kani, hey sir, I was wondering if you could help me with my project. Di ba dagan kay mali? Oh. Dapat na ay subject. Request for feedback on my project. And dear sir, I hope you're doing well. I would appreciate your feedback on my project which is due tomorrow. Please let me know if you have time to review it. Best regards and then your name. Okay, common mistakes in email. Daghan kaayo mistakes no sa email. Incorrect capitalization. So most of you, no, dili ga use of correct capitalization. Using abbreviation, you, your, thanks. So dili na pwede dapat i-spell out gid na nimo. Missing punctuation. So kailangan na ay mga question mark, na ay period, na ay exclamation. Overuse of emojis. No, no emojis, no? No subject line in emails. You should put a subject line sa email. Okay, now let's go to the formal versus informal writing. What's the difference? The tone and style of your writing should match the situation. Formal writing is used for professional and academic settings, while informal writing is more relaxed and conversational. For example, when you are going to write an essay sa school, that is formal. Pero when you are going to write a journal or you're going to write a diary, that is informal. Okay? Sa formal writing, the tone is polite and respectful, while in informal writing, it is just casual and friendly. In terms of grammar, proper sentence structure. Ang informal, pwede ka maghagamit og slang or mga contractions. Punctuation, full good siya. Sa informal, may use fewer punctuation marks, not necessary. Word choice, precise and professional. Pero sa informal, kay dili man na siya formal, pwede ra simple and conversational. Example, formal writing, business emails, reports, and essays. Informal text messages, personal emails, and social media posts. No? So you can see here the example of formal versus informal. Now I want you to study the whole book, no, from chapter 1 to chapter 11 because on Monday you will have a final exam about grammar. It's grammar exam on Monday. So you've got to study, you've got to write answer all the activities here, okay? See you on Monday.